this episode, we talk about the Old Testament and why other Christian faiths don't abstain from meat. Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Ask Young Church. These are my girls. Say hi, girls. They're kind of shy. But I'm here in my chicken coop at my house on a Saturday. It's a nice Saturday. I think it might rain. I'm just going to answer a few questions. Here we go. It's hard because I'm holding the selfie stick while I'm going to answer that question second. How are you doing? How are you doing Saturday? Good time? Holly asks, why do other Christian faiths not abstain from meat on Ash Wednesday and Fridays during Lent? Really good question, Holly. Really good question. This is really hard. Really good question, Holly. When Martin Luther and a few other Protestants broke off during the Protestant Reformation, what ended up happening over years is them dropping different religious beliefs that we have and also practices. So there are some Protestant denominations that do not abstain from meat on Fridays during Lent. I'm sure that there still are some, like Anglicans maybe, or other high church denominations, but they don't because I'm not sure what their reason might be, but I'm sure they have some reason for just dropping that tradition. So next question comes from Reed. This is a really tough one to answer in a chicken coop. Tough Old Testament question. In regards to the Catholic view on capital punishment in the Catechism, why does Exodus 21, 12 through 17 state multiple sins that cause men to be put to death, including whoever strikes another man, a mortal blow shall be put to death? So Reed's talking about in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, it talks about capital punishment being something that should not be used except in a situation where there is no other option, right? So imagine you're on an island and there's a serial killer on this island and he keeps killing people. It's just you and some friends, and if it comes down to self-defense where there is nothing else you can do, you can't talk him out of it, you can't stop him from killing people. In that situation, it would be considered self-defense. Now, as far as the Old Testament and some of the laws in there, that Exodus 21, that section right there, comes right after the Ten Commandments. So the Ten Commandments were seen as very separate from the rest of these rules and regulations that came after them. A lot of those regulations, I want to read like a few of them. A lot of those regulations, when a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do, right? So a lot of these things are very, very contextual and specific to the Israelites in the desert at that time, right? So one thing that a lot of people miss is when they pull scripture out of the Old Testament, they forget the context of the rest of scripture, right? So imagine, in the Old Testament, the Israelites were kind of like toddlers, God had to speak to them on the level of faith and understanding and even moral development that they had at the time, right? At that time, it was very, very commonplace for for other people that followed false gods to think that the gods wanted them to offer up like children as sacrifices, right? So it's a very different time and place. So God spoke to them imperfectly, or just like spoke to them in the way that they could understand, and gave them very strict regulations and rules, which later Jesus fully revealed the spirit behind those laws, right? So the bigger things being that killing is never acceptable, right? That except as we said in the case of like self-defense, but like Jesus fully revealing this self-sacrificial love and these things that at the time the Israelites really couldn't fully understand without the light of Christ and Christ's death on the cross for all of humanity to provide that light. This is really hard. I'm figuring out that these episodes that I do at home, I'm hoping they're just as deep as the other ones, but I feel like these are kind of hard. The one-man show is kind of difficult, but I hope that answers your question. Question for you guys today. If you have any questions on those 2 answers I just gave, I feel like I could probably fill them out a little bit more, but I want to keep this short, and I'm sitting on a bucket in a chicken coop. So, yeah. Enjoy your weekend. God bless. It's Saturday. Look, tomorrow's Sunday. We're going to celebrate at Mass. See you at Mass. Again, Ask Young Church. Hashtag Ask Young Church. And, yeah, enjoy your weekend.